Alright everyone, welcome back. This is Railcoon with Prodigy alongside. Thanks for tuning in to iCCup Television as we continue our coverage of the Gigabyte Starswar 6. This is sponsored by Gigabyte.com and their killer line of motherboards. They're excellent gaming products if you're looking to upgrade or build a new computer. You should definitely check them out over there at Gigabyte.com. They're used by a lot of the top computer companies and you should think about using them yourselves. So, we're here with game number 2. Lovett is up 1-0 over Morrow so far. And now we're on Zelnaga Caverns. Lovett placing a pylon at the top of this ramp. He's not going to go for any super crazy fast expansion shenanigans, it looks like, because that can be difficult to do on this map. The natural is so wide open. It can be pretty difficult to SimCity that off, but I have seen some pretty good attempts recently. So, still not out of the question, but Morrow is quite known for going pool first on almost any map against Protoss. So if Lovett has done his research on this map, he probably doesn't want to take that risk.
Yeah, and even if he hasn't done his research, he did see a hatch for a reasonably late hatchery come out of Morrow last game. So taking that into consideration, definitely not something to underestimate here, and it does look like Morrow is going to be doing that same playstyle, getting that pool up before he goes for any kind of hatchery here, and that does make him a little more safe to any kind of super aggressive openings out of the Protoss player, as he'll just have the answers that he needs to be able to deal with that kind of play a little bit earlier on, rather than going for a hatch first and then getting 4-gated or something like that. We see right now Morrow's going to be bringing down 2 drones here to take care of this probe, try to drive it out of there. Probe's going to try to throw down a pylon, misses the first time, but it will get down the second, cancels it, tries to go for a third, but Morrow is able to clean that up, getting his hatchery down without too much delay there.
Oh, I thought he was actually going to go for the Nexus there. He's sitting at 400 minerals. At the last second, right when he hit 400, he did drop the Forge instead. You could tell he was thinking about it, but since he wasn't able to delay that hatchery anymore, he does drop the Forge first, just to be a little bit safer. That still was a pretty late Forge, though. He dropped it right there on 16 supply. Be interesting to see how he finishes this wall off, because like I said previously, this map is so open at the natural. It will take a decent number of buildings and at least 2 cannons to make this safe. And Morrow does have a spawning pool out. Extractor just finished, so he could move into some roach play to apply a lot of pressure on his expansion if he so chooses. But don't see anything like that from him so far. So he might be moving just into a standard macro game with Lovett going for this expansion and him seeing it with his Overlord.
Yeah, Lovett did send a scouting probe back into the base of Morrow right around the time where if Morrow was going to go for very aggressive roach play, then that is when he would be looking for that roach one to go up. So just really nice knowledge of the timings in that matchup. And interestingly enough, Morrow's actually pulled off gas when he's got 44, and I don't see him queuing up any upgrades or anything like that. So it does look like it was just a bit of a bluff for that probe to see, as he's completely stopped mining and he doesn't have enough to really do anything with it. Very interesting play out of Morrow there.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if he's going to maybe try and drop another third base down in the bottom right. We do see a couple blue pings going on, but I don't see any drones being sent out. Just looks like he's going to be really focusing on that early game economy, like we're saying. Pulling drones off the gas, you wouldn't think that it makes too much of a difference, just 3 more drones, but it really increases your mineral income significantly, and it's noticeable as a player. So it's allowing him to power a lot more drones here in the early game. If you take a look at the units count, he's sitting at 26 drones, and there's just 7 more in production. His drone count is going to get out of control pretty quickly here, and he has scouted Lovett rather effectively. He's seen a lot of buildings being put down at the natural, so he's investing a lot of resources in this fast expansion even now, so he's less worried about that timing. He can still drone up pretty hard right now, and he's just taking advantage of that by not mining the ass for a little while. And, you know, almost up to 40 drones. The third hatchery has been dropped. He is going for this aggressive economy opening once again.
Yeah, he tried to do this last time, but it just didn't work out. Went a little bit overboard on the economy, and just didn't work out for him. This time around, we're going to see, I think, well, no, I wouldn't say a later expansion out of Love TT, but his tech isn't quite as far as I think it was last time around. It is a few seconds shorter. Meanwhile, Morrow with his third base is going to try to chip away at this destructible rock with one lone queen. Is going to do 1 damage a poke. It's kind of funny to see, and 6 more drones on the way. Morrow's economy is just exploding right now.
Yeah, if you look in Love TT's base, he just dropped a 4th cannon at his natural, so he's really nervous about getting hit early on by some sort of a timing from Morrow because of the fact that this natural is so wide open. Maybe conscious of a possible Baneling bust, who knows, but if we check his gateway count right now, he's got 2 done at the natural, 2 up in the main, and 2 more on the way. So he's going for the 6th gate once more. Checking back at Morrow, he's got his 3rd and 4th extractor on the way. He's got the double Evo chamber. Layer just started, but still no Roach Warren. If he is going to try and hold this off without the Roaches, he does need to get those Spine Curlers down sooner. He is doing a pretty good job of scouting around with his Overlord, and there's a drone that just got up into the main. How did that drone get in there?
That drone's been in the main for the last, like, 5 minutes.
God, so Morrow actually has a complete look in Love TT's base. He knows exactly what's going on. He knows the 6th gate is coming, and as you can see, the Spine Crawlers have started much earlier this time. There's a Baneling nest on the way, so if Love TT does try and break him with just Zealots again, well, he's just going to blow him up.
Yeah, Love TT this time around didn't manage to walk a Zealot right into the base of Morrow and just get a really good read of what Morrow's got in store for him. Morrow, meanwhile, has seen exactly what's going on. He knows that this is the same thing that's going to be happening last time, and that was mostly Zealot attack, so Baneling's an excellent choice.
Love TT actually just took out the 3rd with his Zealots and a Sentry because of the fact that Morrow still hadn't broken down those Destructible Rocks, working away with that Queen. As you said, it only does 1 damage per hit, so it takes it quite some time. Morrow just actually wasn't able to swing around with the Zerglings in time. I mean, that was much earlier timing than last time. So it caught Morrow off guard. We were freaking out about the Baneling nest, and Love TT snuck in there with a good number of Zealots and just took it down almost immediately.
And that's something I've seen quite a bit out of Protoss players, because this is right around the time in this matchup where you really need to slow down or just take down the 3rd expansion out of the Zerg player. The Zerg player can really start to gain a huge advantage. You'll see the supply differential start to grow from like even 30 in just a matter of minutes. And it's a really risky time for the Protoss. Protoss really just can't afford to make any mistakes. And that's just not the kind of style that we're going to see out of Love TT. He's just going to go in there, snipe that 3rd base off, and keep on a relatively even footing as far as economy and income is concerned, at least for the next few minutes here, as we do see that hatchery immediately being rebuilt by Morrow.
Yeah, and look at this, Love TT warping in a whole lot more Stalkers this time. You can see he does have the Blink upgrade, so he's not going for that super early pressure they did, which is pure Zealots. And this is going to work out really well for him because of the fact that with the Baneling tech on the way, having the Stalkers with the Blink Micro is going to help him out a lot more. But Morrow looks like he's gearing up for Baneling bombs from his Overlords. You can see he's got a good number of Banelings. Drop upgrade is just about to finish. There it goes. So now he will be able to load up quite a few Banelings. He's got several Overlords getting in position. Look at that. He's got 5 Overlords with Banelings in them. If Love TT does group up too much, he's going to take a lot of splash damage from those Banelings, but he's going to take down that 3rd hatchery for the 2nd time and then just back off. Morrow's desperately trying to catch him so he can drop those Banelings, but Love TT with some good positioning isn't going to allow Morrow close enough for that to happen.
Yeah, we see Morrow is just gearing up all over the place with these Banelings. And if you look at the Tasteless Secret hallway, there are 4 more Banelings in production right there, and they're going to have a very quick access into the mineral line. At the natural expansion, you're going to be able to do devastating amounts of damage.
Here comes the Zerglings. If he can force a blink out of Love TT before the Overlords get here, he won't be able to evade the Banelings. So the key here is, can he force a mass blink out of Love TT by getting a surround with those Zerglings? If he can, these Banelings are going to do huge amounts of damage. Here comes the Zerglings. Nice force fields, but not quite getting those out of the way. He's starting to drop the Banelings, but he didn't get the blink soon enough. Almost all the Banelings are evaded by that blink from Love TT, and he took out a lot of units there from Morrow.
Yeah, excellent job focus firing down those overlords before they could close the distance and start doing any damage to those banelings. I think I only saw maybe 3 of them actually land. And look at the natural expansion of Love TT right now. Here comes the baneling bomb, only 1 photon